What was Dawn Daily? It seems like this newspaper was a metonym for the larger polarizing debate of Pakistan. While researching, two worldviews shone through. In one worldview, Muhammad Ali Jinnah
was a very smart person.
But on the other hand,
Jinnah Sahab actually was lying.
Some believe that the Indian National Congress was
antagonistic toward Muslim League.
And the others believe that Dawn Daily itself was playing
a very, very important role in the formation of national.
So this is a story of how Dawn made Pakistan before Pakistan made Dawn.
We begin on a masthead. A monochrome sun slowly peeks in from behind some mountains. There's some trees, some birds. In between, boxed bold letters spell out Dawn. Founder, Mr. Muhammad Ali Jinnah. Prize, 2 Annas, 26th October 1941, Volume 1, Number 1. Dawn Daily began in a world of revolt. The rhetoric of independence was making waves across the subcontinent.
And there was a lot of hope and a lot of fear. The two went together.
Following the Lahore Resolution in 1940, the All India Muslim League set partition and the formation of Pakistan as its primary goal. However, the Muslim League had no actual forum to argue their case. Meanwhile, the Indian National Congress, the Muslim League's biggest rival, had the National Sandesh newspaper to defend their views.
The coverage was very pro-Congress. For example, they were run editorials that were very critical of Jinnah.
So, in October 1941, the first ever edition of Dawn is printed.
The front page was Muslim Mirror of India.
In this article, Jinnah positions the newspaper and broadly the Muslim League as being the definitive voice of Muslim demands. Here we see the humble beginnings of a tactic that will be used for the rest of Dawn's publication. By blurring the lines between the Qaid, as Jinnah was known, Muslims, the Muslim League, and Dawn, these articles present all of them as interchangeable. Because of this, Jinnah didn't just want an Islamic state. Jinnah wasn't merely a Muslim. For Dawn, Jinnah was Islam.
The dramatic sunrise scene was soon replaced with direct, precise block text. The Muslim League had two strong aims that it needed to fulfill to secure its goal of independence. First, it needed the support of Aligarh Muslim University. Second, it needed to secure seats against two of its biggest rivals, the Congress Party and the Union Party. Now, why the Aligarh Muslim University? Well, the Aligarh Muslim University was a reflection of the kind of intellect that Dawn Daily wanted to harbor. And while opinions differ as how well-intentioned this strategy was, the strategy was nonetheless to form a very westernized idea of intellect. Essentially, should the fight for an Urdu-speaking nation be fought by an English-language newspaper?
इसी वजह से डॉन न्यूज़पेपर भी जो है वो अंग्रेजी बोलने वालों के लिए क्योंकि सियासत करने का हक ही सिर्फ उनका है.
So here's the battle plan for Aligarh. More or less, Dawn was to become the college newspaper for the Aligarh Muslim University. There was even an entire column devoted to Aligarh news. In fact, this one time, Syed Abdul Majid, the film star, paid a visit to Aligarh Muslim University, and Dawn couldn't help but comment on how he wanted to, quote, produce magnificent cinema film depicting the intellectual activity and social life of the premier Muslim cultural center of the East, end quote. Thanks to their efforts, on 1st October 1944, Dawn reported on Aligarh's Varsity Executive Council meeting attended by Liaquat Ali Khan and two prominent Muslim League members. Then on 16th October, Dawn's Committee of Muslim Writers was established along with their plan of literature. The committee consisted of Aligarh's finest. The topics related to fundamentals of Islam, why and where for Pakistan and Muslims, and the problems of post-war reconstructions. But the plan worked. Aligarh was now with the Muslim League. They now had the intellectuals. But come 1945, the Congress and Union Party were proving a tough hurdle for the Pakistani cause, as elections which would determine the fate of an independent Pakistan drew near. The Congress and Unions merged into one. To target this, Dawn began the Never Again series on November 1st, 1945. This was a campaign that served to remind India of the Congress and Unionist shortcomings. It began with the tragic story of 1937-1939 retold, and by the end of December, 30 such articles had been published.
What they were saying was, they were serious. That's what his job was to convince. And his editorials were very hard-hitting and very sharp.
It would all come down to the elections. The environment was tense. Come out of your schools and colleges, said Liaquat Ali Khan. Whether you lose 1 year or not, that does not matter. No sacrifice is too great at this moment. The elections happened and it worked. Muslim League became the second ranking party with 425 seats. Soon after, on 15 August 1947, Dawn printed Birth of Pakistan, an event in history. Mr. Jinnah, symbol of Renaissance Islam. And my personal favorite, August 15th will be the red letter in India's history. On this day, the destiny of the country returns to the hands of Indian people. Political freedom must be supplemented by freedom from want. We pledge ourselves to the task of meeting the footwear needs of Indian millions. Bata.
So, now Pakistan is an independent nation. What happened to Dawn Delhi? The masthead changed once again. Dawn now enters center frame, price becomes 1.5 annas, and founded by Qaid-e-Azam Muhammad Ali Jinnah finds new meaning. But there was a second change in Dawn's masthead after independence. This small print, published simultaneously in Karachi and Delhi. At a protest by the Bharatiya Jana Sangh party, gunfire broke out. For this, the protesters blamed the staff of Dawn Delhi. Sensing the tension, Jinnah asked Dawn's editor at that time to move to Karachi. On 14 September 1947, a month after independence, Jana Sangh protesters burned down the offices of Dawn Delhi. Still, for a while after this, Dawn continued to feature, published simultaneously in Delhi and Karachi, issue after issue. The phrase's presence only called attention to its own lie. So, on 21st October, the sentence was removed and the era of Dawn Delhi officially ended. Today, in visiting what once were the offices of Dawn in Daryaganj, New Delhi, one finds the offices completely gone. It is now a residential area. There is no real trace of the landmark position the place once held. It's very fitting, in a way, that this polarizing topic finds its conclusion enwrapped in confusion as well. What can one take away from how Dawn Delhi ended? Is it reflective of the necessity of creating Pakistan and how necessary it was for Muslims to have their own separate homeland? Or is it poetic justice? Perhaps we shouldn't opine at all. As Professor Naqvi says, perhaps
We should look at our national histories as tragedies.